What is up, bros? Me, Josh here. In today's video, we are going over some fun action we had in the Shima. And the Shimakaze is a ship, if you ever hung out on my stream, is a ship I don't really enjoy that much. I find it to be very hot and very cold. If you've ever played IGN Destroyers, you kind of know that sometimes you'll have a game where it's just absolute massive damage, and then other games where you have just nothing. If you've even played the Shimakaze, you know that there's a game where you'll have 150, 200,000 damage, and the next game you'll have 20,000 damage. Because I feel like it's a ship that right now it had its reign of terror. If you guys remember back in the day, the Shimakaze with the 20-kilometer torps used to be the fear of every destroyer or every battleship at high tier. And 20-kilometer torps, the detection was really low. They did a lot of damage, and they still do a lot of damage, but they increased the detection. They basically pseudo nerfed this thing over time into a ship that, one, I don't think is very consistent. I tend to play on ships that are relatively consistent, like the Z52, the gearing, stuff like that. These ships that have good torps and good guns. So Shimakaze is a ship I don't really play that much because I don't enjoy the torp-only gameplay. But we were playing it this time. I run the 12-kilometer torps, and sometimes run the 16-kilometer torps with the 20-kilometer torps with torp reload. But I've just been running the 12s recently, and then I kind of build a little bit of a gunboat build out of this. But honestly, I think the Shima deserves a little bit of a buff with its concealment. Since it is a torp-only boat, I feel like the Shima deserves a little bit more of maybe the detection's at 5.9, which you're on the same level as a gearing. So if you get detected as a Shima, you get, you're going to lose that fight against the gearing more times than none. Z52 at 6.1, I believe. So I think the Shima kind of deserves to be right around 5.7. Since you are a torp-only boat, yet your guns do a lot of damage, I think that you deserve to get that first salvo off. So I wonder what they'll end up doing. I think they're just going to kind of leave it there, what it is. Right now, we're just kind of using the Shima to potentially spot this Kiev, and hopefully they can get a kill on him. I'm not shooting right now because what they have is they have a division of two pretty damn good destroyers and good destroyers. So the two good players and good ships. So I kind of wish I would have set one for that. And we're gonna see if they can maybe get that Kiev, and getting a little unlucky. But I thought maybe I would smack this guy with a shot here. And there's one of the MEDDs we gotta watch out for. But since he's so focused on that, I'm going to try to pump in as much damage as possible, because any kind of damage you can put on these guys is really good. Probably my torps are going to miss kind of everything, and but any kind of damage is good, and we'll keep running. So, and if you guys saw one of my videos earlier, I kind of talked about how it was a really good video I had in the Conqueror, where it was kind of a last-second win, and right, just a side note, the reason why I was throwing torps over here is those guys are both pretty damn good players. So we saw one was here. Now this is a 5DD game, so not the strongest setup for Shima. So the Kiev went that way. There was a DD over there. So, and the thing is that Kiev was getting hit and the resets weren't happening on BCAP. So I knew more than one destroyer was there. So I imagined something was playing pretty safe and probably hanging in within these islands. A lot of players tend to go towards CCAP and kind of work their way back. So we saw one of the division destroyers right here. So they actually end up splitting up. So I was relatively close on two of my sets, but that's why I threw my torps there. I imagine they were probably working this, because what a lot of destroyers like to do is they'll sit in this area right here on the minimap, and then they'll throw torps into this channel, or can work this channel, potentially cut ships off as they're heading north. They can kind of work this torp this way, because this is right here and right here are the two main areas where lots of battleships like to hang out. So that's the reason why I set my torps in that area, just so you guys are wondering. But hindsight, I wish I would have had torps for this little area over here, but that's my thought process behind that. But again, a pretty normal Shima game. Oh, back to the topic though. If you guys saw my Conquer video, I think it was a week or two ago now, where high tier gameplay has really diminished in my opinion. I feel like there is a new kind of player base that has gotten to high tiers, and I don't really want to open up. And I love JK, the new targeting system, where instead of the Kiev, which I was focused on, it is completely it focuses more on like the caps than targeting ships. So kind of a bummer. Grozovoy is going to be pushing in. And I think he ends up getting killed here, but not much you can do. But I guess if he gets the trade's a trade. But high tier gameplay recently has, in my opinion, been pretty underwhelming. And what I mean by that is games tend to be so one side, or they are complete comeback pushes on the other side. And this is a perfect example of that. Either it is a complete blowout, or it is a grind and you have to work for you. And I'm seeing that a lot more from people, of just, man, we had to struggle for that, or man, we, you know, if we don't play like this, we lose this game. And I think high tiers have been tough, and it just seems like it's just such a slaughter, because high tiers compared to low tiers is a complete snowball effect, right? So a bad Yamato player is so much of a bigger impact than a bad Fuso player, or a bad tier 10 destroyer player is such a bigger problem, or is such, actually I am clicked on this guy, I don't know why the replay isn't showing it, but a bad Hindenburg, or a bad Zhao, or a bad, everything in high tiers is so much of a snowball effect, and is a much bigger impact on your game. So that's when high tiers, you know, if you have one bad tier 10 ship, it can potentially lose you. If you have one, if your tier 10 CV is bad, you have, you know, a bad CV player against a good CV player, your chances of winning are, I wouldn't say zero, but they're very, very low. Straight line sailing, Camelist, tier 7 battleship in a tier 10 game. Surprise, surprise, we're gonna get Death Strike on this guy. But so high tiers, I think, have gotten not, I don't know, it's just gotten pretty bad recently, in my opinion. I think like the last 6 months, it's really tanked for skill level. It's really tanked on level of fun, and it's almost starting to become more of a chore than anything. And here we're gonna watch a key push into cap for not really any reason, but he's gonna start working out. But games like this don't really happen that often. Usually it's so super one-sided and not that fun to play. But anyways, let's get back into the game. Not enough of my ranting about high tier gameplay. So right now, I don't know why our key is doing this. Apparently, it was the right play for him, and he's not going to get much of it. But I guess he's going to get to go straight and potentially cap. Probably one of those DDs weren't capping, so he's going to go do it. So RIP our key. But we're actually doing okay this game. We're up kills. We've really only killed low tier stuff. Still, they have all their DDs. Well, I guess they lost to Kiev, but they still have their 4 stealthy DDs. We have 2 stealthy DDs. One of ours is really low, and me and the Kaba. But I'm gonna start working this flank, because if I can start protecting this flank, take out this, you know, whatever, this Monarch, I can't think of the name, and start putting some damage on this Yamato, because this Yamato is going to be the problem. And as you can see, I haven't really put, the key is gone. I haven't really shot that much with the Shima. As a torp boat, I think a lot of people, although the guns do hurt a lot, you know, they can pump out some fantastic alpha damage. I don't really shoot that much, because your job is more to spot more than anything. Now, if something's really low, and I know that not too many things are around it, I will go for it. But one thing against this is I know that they have 2 gunboat destroyers, that are good. I'm trying to conserve as much life as possible. So that's one thing I'm kind of doing too, trying to hold on to it as much as I can. So right there is the main reason why I was trying to put some damage on this Yamato. Flanking Yamato is always brutal. You're gonna get the lol pens everywhere. And we're starting to lose our momentum. We've lost 2 battleships. We lost the Yamato, so they lost to tier 10. And but we have the potential of putting some good damage in on this Z46. At least get him low. So I'm going to try to, like, again, I'm not shooting because I know I'm surrounded by ships, and I can't be losing life right now. We know that the Yu Yang is right here, most likely, on that point, because these guys are in a division, so they're going to be hanging there. But if I can, I'll pump in some damage, like right here. He's about to go undetected, so nothing else is going to be able to spot me. So I was using that as much as I can. So the little salvo there, and we pumped in a little bit damage. Yu Yang ended up leaving it smoke. And we probably put in about 2k damage on that guy, so he's going to be extremely low. So that's what I was trying to do, trying to find good situations. I traded probably 2k of my life for 500 damage, so I'll take that trade any day of the week on a gunboat destroyer. So all in all, end up working out. I think I get caught a little bit here, though, by random shells. And we bail from this. But again, putting torps in, but we're starting to lose this game. As you can see, our A cap is fighting a destroyer right now. I'm trying to fend these guys off. I know that the Yamato took a torp. We know that there's a DD down south, the Grozavoy. We know where the Shima is over there on A cap now. So things are starting to go against us right now. We've lost the Grozavoy, we lost the Yamato. They've only lost a Tirpitz, a King George, and a Kiev. So they have all the momentum. Although their Z52 is very low, he's not going to leave the Yang side. So if you're going to see one, you're going to see them all. So I'm trying to do what I can. Get in range, maybe get lucky and torp one of those guys. Maybe that Z52 sonar is down, but really try to take out these flanking ships as much as I can and start working them down, because that's really what we need to do. So what do we have left? We have our GK left. North Carolina goes down. We have a Hindenburg left, so we have two pretty strong ships. Our New Orleans, I think, is pretty low. Same with our St. Louis. So we're not doing very good health-wise. And they're doing pretty well ship-wise. They're up 2 ships, up 2 DDs, and they have 2 caps to our 1. So things are looking pretty tough. Although Cabs takes out the Shima, so our Cab gets that kill, which is good, because then we can start getting the flank on. As you can see, our Cab and Hindenburg are north side. So I know we were in comms at that time, so I told them to start pushing that, putting some pressure on them from this side, because that Montana was relatively low. If they take out that DM, that'd be amazing. And then I can start working these guys, because all I need to do is, as you can see, I'm kind of not launching all my torps at the same time. I'm kind of sending out 1, 2 at a time, then another 1, 1, 2 at a time. So what I'm trying to do is getting them on a cooldown for the repair. So I'll set out probably 2, and then I'll set out 1. So if I can get a flood on, especially like the Yamato, he's going to repair that flood, and then if I get him again, he's stuck with that flood. So that's the idea about the 2 sets and then the 1 set. If you set them all, at the same time, yeah, you might get that dev strike, but if they miss, then you're SOL for, almost 2 minutes. So actually over 2 minutes. So that's what I'm kind of doing. But again, our Hindenburg is going north side, so Hindenburg with a Kaba can start working that Montana down. Should be able to work through him pretty quick. And I'm just trying to help, trying to spot some torps for our GK right here as he's running away, and really just trying to do some work. So I end up getting the kill, or end up getting a hit on the DM, which is really good. That's probably one of the more dangerous ships that I have to go against right now. So Shima torp's gonna hurt, and we know he doesn't have a repair now. So again, torps are going in. And one of the main ships we need to worry about is that radar ship. He's the last radar ship. I think he was their only one. Because you know for sure that the Yu Yang is rocking smoke instead of radar. So Grozavoy here, I'm spotted because of radar, so we'll just get some distance on this guy. Again, not shooting. Although I am detected by radar, I'm not shooting even though the Grozavoy is right there. I'm conserving as much life as I can. If you do shoot, you are detected under that window. So I'm trying to get as much distance as I can. I know the DM's radar is 9.9, but as I smoke up, that's when I'm going to try to get some damage, since that DD is extremely low. Now, I'm surprised he kind of fell for it. So what I'm doing right now is I know he's a good player, and I know he's a Z. So a dumb player against a Z, and boom, we got their Montana down, which is amazing. So I'm going to shoot this guy as many times as possible, put the torps in on the Yamato, put random torps for the Grozavoy. So I was trying to judge where he would be. I assume he would kind of push, maybe wait for that Z. But in my head, this Z52 is going to push the smoke. He's a German DD, all right? And any good destroyer player would then put torps into that smoke. So what I think, put random torps on the Grozavoy, put torps on the Yamato. I figured the Yamato would have spotted those torps through the Z. So again, since he started turning right away before his vigilance would kick in, that's why I figured the Z was pushing me. So we're getting some distance on this guy. For some reason, their Grozavoy, or their Z52 got hyper aggressive here. And I wouldn't have gotten that aggressive. So they're the Torps from the Grozavoy. And we're going to try to get that kill on the Grozavoy if I can. So they're the Torps. And again, we're going to try to get distance. All we're trying to do is just get distance. And this Z just played this terribly. I mean, you have the lead, right? You have the lead. You know you only have 3k life. Well, why was that the play? But again, okay, that's cool with that. we get the kill on him, so that's good. We're 980. Look, watch the score. Watch the score. 980, and they're double ticking. We killed the Z52. Grozavoy. Since we hit him with the Torp, those last random Torps, we hit the Grozavoy with the Torp, and we hit the Yamato with the Torp, right? Boom. Cab gets a kill on the Yu Gang. Grozavoy is going to go down, and the Yamato is flooding. That's why I was shooting the 2 and the 1s right there. 2 and the 1s. Grozavoy, though, continuing to shoot. I hit him, do no damage, and still the Yamato is flooding. This guy lived for way too long. I apologize for my aim. And I remember like talking about like how is he still alive? But 980, we're at like 987, something like that. Yamato's still flooding. Caught him with that. Grozavoy almost gets away. Boom, kill that. So within a minute or two, we have what? I mean, we killed 5 ships within a minute. Again, the Yamato has now repaired, so he's at 5k. But Cab and Hindenburg, they're gonna take him down. So, what a flip! We had 600 or whatever we had, 400 compared to their 980 and some change. And now we're gonna have 2 caps. But the thing is, we still need a kill because this rune is eventually gonna push me and is eventually gonna start capping this. So right now, I remember we're talking. We have 3 kills, all within the last little bit. I remember when I was, and we got really lucky with that Torp, so I thought I might be able to just kill this guy. I even thought about potentially gunning this guy down with 11k. That's a few salvos. So I was debating what to do here, and I get a little aggressive at one point, and I figure it probably isn't the best thing to do. But as you can see in chat right now, I'm trying to figure out how much life these guys have, because what I'm thinking is all we really need is a kill, because I might get this rune. And our Hindenburg isn't very healthy. I think he's like pretty low. Our Cab is pretty low too. As you can see, he's going to C cap. But our Hindi plays this perfect. And I think when I was at like 60, it was during, this was live during the stream. I think when I was at like 60,000 life, or even, no, it was before I killed that. It was before I killed that King George early. Or maybe even after I killed that King George, because he was just straight lining it. I remember going, I wish I was any other ship. I wish I was in any other ship than the Shima. Quote, I wish I was in any other ship than the Shima. I think the only reason that I won my side and potentially we won this game was because I was in this ship. So our Hindenburg has 10,000 life. He's playing it perfect, as you can see on our minimap. He is using this island. If I ever played against the Hindenburg, it's almost impossible to really like get that good of damage. So right now, this is when I started to get aggressive. I didn't know what our Hindenburg was doing. I was preparing for Hindenburg to lose. And so I was maybe thinking of like gunning this guy down and just stalling him a little bit, throwing some Torps in. But our Hindenburg plays this like a boss, and then I get a little scared right now because I think maybe I F this up. But our Hindenburg goes in, kills the Monarch with Torps. So I know, oh crap, I need to bail from this. If I die, we probably lose. The points would have been really, really close. And so I'm like, please don't have sonar, please don't have sonar, please don't have sonar. But the Shima, 181k damage. What a game. These are those games that don't happen anymore. These don't happen anymore. And down to the buzzer. You get the last charge and tort from the Hindi, and a lot of things went wrong, and just enough things. The YOLOing Z52, the Grows Away getting lucky torp. We getting that last salvo, not only hitting the Grows Away with the torp, hitting the Yamato as well, flooding him down. We just had so many things go right in about a 3-minute window, and we bring that game back. That was an insane game. I had a lot of fun in that game. And I think I played this Shima like 3 more times in the stream after that. Maybe I'm falling in love with the Shima again. Who knows? But anyways, those high G games like that just don't happen that much anymore. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. A nice little comeback win in the Shimakaze. Maybe it's winning me over. Who knows? Anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.